Hey guys, it's just Adam, and today we'll be discussing. We'll be doing this in a three-part series, and we'll be talking about one player each club can sign in the January window. If I done all 20 in a video, it would last for absolutely ages. I know, trying to get my viewer retention up, so that's not going to help it at all. So we've split this into three videos in 3 days. Two of them will be released in the new year, and one will be released in the new year and two before New Year. So if you enjoy this kind of content, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and put post notifications, and we will get into this video. So guys, we will be doing this in alphabetical order. Obviously, as we start the video, that will be Arsenal. Arsenal are obviously quite a strong team at the moment, and they don't really need much strengthening, but that said, they could do with a bit in January to push them on to the title. One player I have picked out is Germany, Jacquet. He's French, he was born in 2005, makes him 20 years old. Obviously Arsenal like that younger profile of a player that can go on to better things in their career. He's a centre back. He's made 15 appearances this season. Got a couple of yellow cards though, so you need to watch that out. And he's done very well this season. He's obviously, as I said, his main position is centre back. He currently, since the start of this year, he's went up by 20 million. So it currently looks like it would be 20 million to actually be able to sign him. The current rumours are that Chelsea and Bayern Munich are in for him, so you know that would be a good. You have competition that you sign him, but I think this would be a very good signing because Gabriel's out injured. No, Gabriel was out injured, I think. Saliba, you run the risk, and Hikinapi obviously run the risk again, so it's just you need to have that cover, and he's good, young, so you could even, if at the end of the season maybe this is cover towards the title and you do win the title, it's good to, you can maybe even loan him out and get that experience to come back to compete against Saliba and Gabriel. So I think that's a good signing to start off with, and we'll move on to Aston Villa, our team that like to invest in the young so they can go on to do better things. And one player I have been looking at is Dejan Mefali, I think that's how you pronounce it. Again, sorry for the Scottish accent. He would cost about €8 million. He's done quite good for Toulouse in France. He's got 1 assist this season in 16 appearances. Toulouse have done alright this season. They've not done the best they could, but I mean they're doing better than most, so it's one of them. He's played quite a few games. He's only 19 and 8 million. He can play left back, he can play centre back. I know Unai Emery likes that, and obviously there is some interest in him. Bayer Leverkusen in particular, and we all know they like to pick up players early so they can boost them for growth. We've seen that a couple of times in the past. But we'll be moving on to EFC Bournemouth. Bournemouth have obviously, I'll be talking about it in one of the episodes about Manchester City wanting Semenyo, so a winger is probably the most likely thing for Bournemouth. That could depend on anything, to be fair. And one winger, I'm going to give you two because why not? One player I think would be Philip Otili, currently at Basel. It would cost around €5 million. But as we know, Bournemouth like to pick up players and then get their value up, and that's the new model under the new ownership. It's quite a common theme in England, and basically what we will probably see is either him or This is going to be a great pronunciation, by the way. Is PSV Izmir Bakastarovic. 5 million as well. He's got 2 goals, 2 assists for PSV in 13 games. Look, he's a right winger. Obviously, we know Semino as he can kind of play on both sides, but Otelli is a left winger. And he's got 4 goals and 3 assists in 19 games. So it's quite similar stats. But one of either of the players, I think Bournemouth will sign, and we will move on to Brentford. Very interesting. So we'll move on to Brentford. This is probably a very realistic but unrealistic target at the same time. But I think it might happen. Is Quinton Timber. Obviously, Timber from Arsenal's brother. Plays for Feyenoord. Feyenoord, depending on how you pronounce that. Obviously, I think we know if you're a FIFA merchant like me, he's pretty good. And it would cost 30 million. And he's currently got 2 goals and 3 assists in the current Premier League season. Dutch League season. I think it would be a good cover. Obviously, Brentford midfield maybe needs a bit of strengthening because their attack's quite good, defence is quite good, so maybe this team would bolster them and make sure, guarantee maybe long term success that they could sell him on for. Obviously it's very hard to do these kind of transfers in January, but it could be a deal worth looking at, because if his brother's living in London as well, he might want to do it as well, because I mean they're brothers after all. They might want to live near each other. That means your family could obviously come to London as well. So I think that would be a realistic option. We will now move on to Brighton. This one's a bit, I think this is definitely a possibility, as Jens Dahl currently plays for Tromsø in Norway. He's currently got 4 goals and 7 assists. It would cost around 7 million. Obviously this is transfer market, but I think it'd be a bit more than that. And that's kind of a Brighton kind of signing. He's a central midfielder. Brighton like to sign their players kind of younger and boost them on. Tony Bloom's method. Obviously we've talked about Hearts and the way they like to kind of identify players. He's been linked with many other clubs such as Frankfurt, Bologna, Rangers and Leeds, so kind of the same kind of sports groups, but I do see him moving to Brighton because of the way that they operate the transfer market. And yeah, we will now move on. I know this is very brief and good, but we'll move on to Burnley. So Burnley is a hard one to think about because I've been looking at many positions, essentially striker and centre back, the 2 main ones. And what I would personally look at is somebody who can keep them up if possible, and it's possibly on the younger side. So if they do plummet down to the Championship, when they do, it can start every game when they're there, and he can build a reputation, so when they bounce back up to the Premier League, he might even get a better move for himself, or stay at Burnley to keep them up again. So it's a one that's kind of keeps ringing out to me, and I'm a poor career mode fanatic, and it's Karim Koulibaly. Currently plays for Werder Bremen in Germany. It would cost around 20 million, so this is it is more unrealistic due to the price, but you're hinting at that long term because he's only 18, and he's quite good stats for a centre back. He's got 1 goal this season, 14.5 appearances. Werder Bremen, big team in Germany, but Burnley probably more money, more everything. And if he came to England, as I said, he could back that experience up if he goes down and get more experience in a very competitive league. I know the Bundesliga is competitive, but I'm talking about physically, so he would gain that kind of experience for himself, so it might be a good move for him. But let's move on to the last one for this part of the video, and it's Chelsea. Chelsea's actually quite a hard one, and it's because of the stature of the club and how much money they have spent over recent years. But I'm going to just throw this one out there. This is one there's not been very many links anyway. Is Kobbie Mainoo. He's unfavoured at Man United. It doesn't look like the manager actually wants him there. His brother's been posting on Instagram. It's a very toxic situation, it looks like, at Man United. Maybe not from himself personally, but if Chelsea could get Kobbie Mainoo either on a buy him, but I don't know if he wants to leave Man United on a permanent or go on loan with an option to buy. That would be the best for both parties. Gets him playing time, creates competition for Caicedo and Enzo, and overall creates a better competitiveness at both clubs, because it removes the toxicity from Man United and creates a new brief burst of fresh energy at Chelsea. So I think that's the end of part 1 of the series. So if you enjoy this kind of content, remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, put in post notifications so you can be notified about part 2 being released. That will be released, I don't know yet, but hopefully it's not too soon. So keep smiling, guys, and goodbye.